So I'm here with Jean Houston, my dear friend and mentor.
You know, Jennifer, a great deal of my work has to do with the time that we're living in, the most interesting, the most audacious, the most critical time in human history.
Jean, let's talk for a moment about the salons. We see a lot of women coming, and there's a yearning in these women to find something outside, something new, something missing.
Well, you have to realize that we're living in a time of the rise of women, slowly but surely, to full partnership with men in the whole domain of the human agenda. Because if that doesn't happen, we're sort of out of here within 200 years. Oh, there may be 1 million of us left, but we'll look terrible, and we'll be stumbling over abandoned electronic appliances, and we'll be generally very unhappy. So this is the big divide in history. This is the either or, where we either grow or die. So how do we tap into the tremendous resources that we contain, both as individuals, as a species, as a partner of the earth?
Now, I've noticed in past workshops I've done with you, we had it's about 1/3 men and 2/3 women.
Yes.
And I noticed there was one in particular. We did this holographic butterfly.
Oh, yes.
Where we had the men halfway through the event were working on a process, and they were talking about their rite of passage into adulthood in this one particular process. But what was interesting is there was a new understanding between the women and the men of shared responsibility for the roles.
See, this is the problem, that we are living with archaic attitudes that belong to not 100 years ago or 200, but often some thousands of years ago. And that these attitudes may have been important when you were trying to perpetuate the species. But right now you have too much of the species, and so women have a kind of, what should we say, a time release capsule in themselves. It's like, no more of this. If we don't go into full partnership, the species itself, and probably a good deal of the earth, and all the other species is not going to survive. This is the clarion call of history that is saying, awaken to your new purposes, to your new possibilities, otherwise we're out of here.
And I think the important thing of what you just said is the partnership of men and women. It's not this swing the other way where the feminist and the rising women, we talk about rising women to full partnership. We need both.
Well, you are so gifted in this kind of work. I mean, probably as much as anyone that I have ever known. The fact that you see deeply, you feel acutely, but you've also honed the skills of evocation, of bringing people alive, of understanding, and this is what is so unique about you, understanding so many levels, that we are dimensional beings, and you know how to do it. I mean, you are a weaver of body, mind, and soul, so what a pleasure it is to work with you.